It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Yeah, every day I need a bag. I feel like Paris Hilton. Wrote these niggas albums, Carrie Hilson. Time to make a million. Purposely changing my lady wanted vacation. Been building my reputation to cover all of my bases. Nobody really fucking with me. I'm gaining weight. I need a bigger size to tuck the semi. I run the city, been the best and got the spot legitly. I'm pulling rank but going light on y'all like Lionel Richie. You must be tipsy if you think I'm finna slack. Got my team up on my back. I'm inflating on the prices just to make up what I lack. Boys faking and they rap. For me to listen, need a stack. And all that game that I've been giving, finna put it in the app. I adapt to the evolution. I mastered the execution. Fell back and left the excuses. Came back with some better music. I'm cashing out with a movement. So who am I way? I got your girl clapping for me like I'm Juvie the Great. So do what I say and get up off the hate. And dog, I'm buzzing through the nation. Cooking up without the apron. I'm accepting all payments. The money got these people acting crazy. I'm balling on these suckers. Now they think I'm acting shady.
If it ain't about the cash, then we can't even talk. I don't want just one bag, man, I came for a lot. Stay down to come up, only aim for the top. I'm for sure, it's my time, check the name on the watch.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. In this video, we're going to be covering a couple different topics, all right? Now, just as I was getting ready to talk about Rory criticizing Drake for basically utilizing Adin Ross as part of his Iceman rollout, I still think Iceman is a terrible album title. Even without all the theories and stuff, it's just a bad album title. But I was going to talk about that, which I will in this video. But as I was preparing for that, there's been a new upload into the docket between Drake and UMG. And in the docket, we have a request from Drake to open up discovery on Lucian Grainge, right? Now, just yesterday, we were talking about the possibility of Drake wanting to eventually somehow take Lucian Grainge's spot as CEO of UMG, which I still don't think is likely. I still don't think that's ever going to happen. But literally a day after talking about it, we now have him compelling the judge to issue a motion which will make UMG have to bring Lucian Grainge to the fold, produce paperwork, and speak to his actual role in the release of Not Like Us, if any, right? Anything regarding this record, his knowledge of the record, his knowledge of the promotions of the record, the marketing of the record, any documentation or paperwork he's received on behalf of that record, Drake wants him to have to produce those documents. Man, we talk about the lawsuit, we talk about the paperwork and the paper trail and all of this stuff. It's about to get interesting. Now, I'm not saying that I think that Drake has a leg up on UMG. I'm not saying that Lucian did anything nefarious. I don't know. I can't say left or right if he did or didn't. But Drake is saying y'all need to bring him to the motherfucking table and let us go through that paperwork to see what he did or didn't do. Let me go ahead and pull this shit up, man, because again, this is brand spanking new. This was just put into the docket. So here we are, y'all. This is the paper. This is the document. He says, Dear Judge Vargas, pursuant to sections 3A and 6B of the court's individual rules and practices in civil cases and federal rules of civil procedure 26 and 37, Plaintiff Aubrey Drake Graham respectfully requests an order compelling defendant UMG Recordings, Inc. to collect, review, and produce the responsive custodial documents of UMG's chairman and chief executive officer, Lucian Grainge. UMG's refusal to permit relevant discovery into its CEO's files is unsupported by law and would prejudice plaintiff's ability to test and prove his claims. Plaintiff's amended complaint contains numerous allegations specific to Grainge, including his role in and knowledge of the scheme to defame and harass plaintiff and UMG's use of deceptive business practices regarding the same. Okay? Now remember, Drake believes that UMG deliberately has been defaming him, and purposely trying to devalue him in the marketplace, utilizing Not Like Us, which he believes, or claims, I should say, is defaming him and embarrassing him and removing opportunities from his plate. UMG's insistence on shielding Grainge from document discovery is unfair, unwarranted, and inconsistent with fundamental principles of discovery. Under the federal rules of civil procedure, plaintiff is entitled to discovery regarding any non-privileged matter relevant to any claim or defense, with relevance being broadly construed. Once plaintiff has shown relevance, the burden is on UMG to show why the requested discovery is not justified, which means that UMG is going to have to respond to this filing from Drake, and they're going to have to give their reasons as to why Lucian Grainge's paperwork, etc., should not be looked into for discovery. Then the judge will have to rule yay or nay to say, hey, y'all have shown me enough justification to say that he should be exempt, or that the judge says, yes, we do need this paperwork and documents to be produced for discovery. Please and thank you. Let's get that underway. I don't know how it's gonna go. I have no reason to act like I do. I don't want to know. Okay? In the footnote here, it says, in addition to meeting and conferring by telephone and through numerous letters on the topic, 248, the parties participated in a telephonic meet and confer on August 7th at 4 p.m. for 15 minutes. In attendance were Brady Sullivan, M. Annie Houghton Lawson, and Anna Gottfried, Nick Kroll, and Caitlin Everson. During the conference, plaintiff informed defendant that plaintiff believed the parties were at an impasse and that plaintiff would be requesting relief from the court. On August 11th, defendant confirmed that the parties were at an impasse. Okay? Let me just look up what an impasse is, because I'm not a legal professional. So quickly on Google, impasse is a situation in which no progress is possible, especially because of a disagreement, a deadlock. All right? They're not making any progress. Therefore, he's now summoning the judge, said he's going to be looking for relief. The AC, as in amended complaint from Drake, is replete with allegations regarding Grainge's role in approving the publication and promotion of the defamatory material, his position of control over the artists UMG represents and the workplace code by which UMG operates, and his knowledge of the ongoing harm to Drake and Drake's denials of the allegations in the defamatory material. The AC alleges that Grainge was involved in the initial publication of the recording and image and video. The AC alleges that UMG has always known that Drake is not a PDF and had no history of sexual abuse allegations, and that UMG's substantial investment in Drake as one of the flagship artists evidences as much. I think there is some sort of allegation out there. Like court records. I'm not gonna look into that right now because we got this paperwork here. The AC because when there's some settlements out there, the AC connects these allegations directly to Grainge, alleging that in 2022, he praised Drake's contract extension by calling him one of the biggest artists of today and expressing that UMG couldn't be more excited about what lies ahead for its relationship with Drake. Okay, and y'all have continued to run it up since then. The AC also alleges that Grainge is the author of the introduction to the UMG Code of Conduct, which states that UMG does not tolerate human rights abuses such as trafficking and unsafe or unfair work practices, and only conducts business with partners who share our commitment to protecting human rights. At the beginning of the Code of Conduct, Grainge says that UMG's leadership should be held accountable for the decisions we make and how we conduct ourselves. The AC alleges that Grainge has personal knowledge of the massive harm created by false accusations of sexual misconduct and how such accusations can destroy someone's reputation instantly. A single lie can destroy a reputation of integrity, and that while it takes years to build a reputation, it can be ruined in 5 minutes. Y'all know that quote. It's at the top of Drake's lawsuit and the amended complaint. The AC connects UMG's incentive to devalue Drake's music and brand in order to gain leverage in negotiations for an extension of his contract, with Grainge alleging that he is well known for the encouragement of competition between the UMG record labels. The AC alleges direct involvement in the Grammy publication by Grainge, who was present for the event and captured on video celebrating the recording winning the Grammy for Record of the Year. I mean, both of y'all are his artists. Y'all are both under the UMG umbrella. If he celebrates for one, which he celebrated you for years, why shouldn't he celebrate the other? Drake is saying he knew it. He knew what was going to happen. He used his resources to make it happen. He's in on it. That's what Drake believes. The AC also alleges in detail the legal demands sent by plaintiff to senior ranking UMG officials in July and August of 2024. There is no doubt that Grainge was made aware of these detailed denials from Drake, as well as Drake's description of the harm he had suffered as a result of the false allegations. Since the filing of the AC, plaintiff now also has reason to believe that Grainge was personally involved in decisions made regarding the marketing and promotion of the recording around its release. Accordingly, Grainge is likely to have documents responsive to many of plaintiff's requests for production, including, just by way of example, request numbers 2, 8, 19, 20, and 36. Additionally, UMG has taken the position that plaintiff must prove that particular individuals at UMG acted with actual malice with respect to UMG's publication and republication of the recording. Right? So Drake is saying, UMG says that I have to prove that somebody in the building, not just the company itself, but individuals in the building had actual malice towards me. So now he's picking out Lucian Grainge. Given that plaintiff has alleged Grainge to be one of the individuals at UMG who acted with actual malice, plaintiff is entitled to seek discovery into Grainge's files for the purpose of proving Grainge's actual malice. UMG cannot carry its burden to justify its refusal to search Grainge's files. Initially, UMG argued that Grainge was exempt from document discovery because he is an Apex custodian. Okay, but plaintiff understands UMG has since dropped this meritless objection. UMG has now taken the position that Grainge had no meaningful involvement in the matters and decisions at issue in this litigation, having previously argued that he had no role in the matters at issues in this litigation. Okay, so he's saying that UMG originally said he had no role. Now he's saying that UMG is claiming he had no meaningful role, right? So now he wants to investigate, well, what does that role entail, right? And that any limited relevant information is expected to be cumulative or duplicative of John Janik, CEO of Interscope, Monty Lippman, CEO of Republic, who we talked about yesterday, or other unspecified custodians. Okay? So they want Lucian Grainge, John Janik from Interscope, Monty Lippman from Republic to all be looked into for their involvement in these matters, if any, which we talked about yesterday. As set forth above, UMG's self-serving, unsupported, and untested factual averments as to its CEO's lack of meaningful involvement, whatever that may mean, run counter to plaintiff's allegations, and opposition to a discovery motion is not the proper forum for raising challenges to the viability of plaintiff's claims, nor are such challenges proper grounds to preclude otherwise appropriate discovery. Moreover, to plaintiff's knowledge, UMG has made no effort to test its claims about Grainge's documents, such as by running search terms across Grainge's emails and text messages from the relevant time period. Okay? UMG's expectation that any responsive documents in Grainge's possessions are cumulative and duplicative of documents and other custodial files is meaningless and irrelevant. So basically, they're saying UMG is telling them he would have the same stuff we have, right? It's cumulative and duplicative, meaning it serves no purpose to go searching through his shit because everything he's going to have is the same shit we got, right? Drake and his legal team are saying, nah, fuck that. We want to see for ourselves. Any electronic discovery vendor's standard deduplication software will eliminate documents that are literally duplicative, i.e. an email from John Janet to Grainge. Beyond that, plaintiff is entitled to all other responsive documents in Grainge's possession. The very fact that Grainge possesses responsive documents, whether or not the information contained in those documents is duplicative or cumulative of information that may be eventually produced from other custodial files, is independently relevant to plaintiff's claims because it reveals Grainge's knowledge and state of mind. Plaintiff cannot learn what he needs to learn in discovery from other custodians. And if Grainge himself communicated about responsive topics, those communications are by definition unique to Grainge and thus not duplicative. UMG also incorrectly claims that plaintiff agreed to drop his request for Grainge's documents until after UMG made other productions. Plaintiff made no such agreement and has always reserved his rights with respect to Grainge's documents as reflected in the parties' extensive meet and confer correspondence. There is a practical solution to this dispute. If, as UMG claims, Grainge had no meaningful involvement in the matters and decisions at issue in this litigation, then UMG will have little, if anything, to produce to plaintiff from his files, and the review process would impose minimal burden on UMG. He's saying, hey, if it is what it is, then it should really be a quick process. Indeed, the parties have already agreed on a preliminary set of search terms, many of which cover a less than 1 year time period. Likewise, if, as UMG also claims, Grainge does have responsive documents, but they are truly duplicative of documents from other custodial files, any duplication can be easily eliminated through the deduping process. For the foregoing reasons, the court should enter an order compelling UMG to promptly collect, review, and produce documents from Grainge responsive to plaintiff's RFPs. So they've already come up with a list of search terms to go ahead and put in his email regarding Kendrick, Not Like Us, or anything regarding Drake. They just need clearance from the judge to go in and start investigating to see if everything, the correspondence between fucking Lucian and Interscope is on the up and up, to make sure that nothing is being withheld or hidden, right? In additional paperwork that was filed by Drake and his legal team, these are the documents to be produced, okay? Not just pertaining to Lucian, but just overall. Document request number 1, all contracts and agreements between you and Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, his agents, or anyone working on his behalf, including all contracts and agreements reflecting your right to approve, reject, refuse to publish, edit, amend, alter, or veto the publication of Kendrick Lamar Duckworth's musical works, music videos, or other content. We've talked about this before. They want to see all the paperwork regarding Kendrick, and they also want to point out verbiage in his contract that would otherwise allow UMG to approve, reject, refuse to publish, edit, amend, or alter, or veto the release of his music, meaning that they can say yes or no, or if they decide at a later time after a song has been released that it needs to be changed, altered, or amended, that they can also impose that on Kendrick, right? He needs to just be able to find that within the paperwork so that it can at least hold up to the fact that he's been asking for those changes to be made. Whether or not that's in his contract remains to be seen. We'll probably never get a glimpse into that contract, but it may be talked about in court. Document request number 2, all documents and communications relating to your approval or consent to publish the recording, image, and video, of course, that being Not Like Us. They want to see everybody who played a part in approving the record. Document request number 3, all communications involving Ramon Alvarez Smeekle relating to the recording, image, or video, or the promotion of any musical works by Kendrick Lamar Duckworth. So not only Not Like Us, but any and all Kendrick Lamar music regarding Ramon Alvarez Smeekle. Document request number 4, all documents and communications relating to the payment and reimbursements of discretionary marketing funds for the benefit of Kendrick Lamar Duckworth or any person working on his behalf, including but not limited to Anthony Saleh. Okay? So they want to see all payments, reimbursements, and marketing dollars that were spent on Kendrick or people working on his behalf, also probably in control or overseeing the dissemination of those funds. Document request number 5. All documents and communications relating to any allegations, concerns, complaints, or reports, whether formal or informal, oral or written, made to you relating to payola violations regarding any musical works by Kendrick Lamar Duckworth. All right, so now they want to see if there's been any sorts of allegations or issues surrounding Kendrick Lamar and his music for payola. Document request number 6. All documents and communications relating to any actions or contemplated actions you undertook with respect to the copyright restrictions for the recording, image, or video, including but not limited to any alteration, modification, removal, suspension of the same. This is where the content creators become an issue, right? Because now they want to see all communications relating to when the copyright restrictions were lifted so that reactors could talk about Not Like Us, right? So he wants to see everybody who had prior knowledge or who had conversations surrounding lifting the copyright. Document request number 7. Documents sufficient to show your internal policies, procedures, and guidelines relating to the enforcement of copyright restrictions over the publication, playing, streaming, or sharing of musical works, music videos, or other content on third-party platforms, right? So now they're requesting the prior policies that predate Not Like Us and the music released by Drake to show, hey, this is an anomaly situation. Why did you lift the copyright and you're going against your actual policies? That's what Drake wants to prove. Document request number 8. All documents and communications relating to the February 2nd, 2025 Grammy Awards relating to the recording, image, or video, including but not limited to all documents and communications with the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences, Incorporated, or any representative or agent thereof, all documents and communications regarding the promotion and advertisement of the recording, image, or video for the purposes of obtaining a nomination for a Grammy Award, obtaining a win for a Grammy Award, or for promoting the February 2nd, 2025 Grammy Awards, and all documents and communications regarding the content of the archival footage available from the February 2nd, 2025 Grammy Awards, including but not limited to as referenced when they took, because the Grammys deleted when they played Not Like Us. They took it out. So they want to know all the conversations that led up to the Grammys, the promotion of the Grammys, the promotion of the song at the Grammys, and why it was nominated and awarded at the Grammys. He's fucking sick about Kendrick getting a Grammy for Not Like Us. He is shitting bricks. And not the ones that the clips be rapping about. Document request number 9. All documents and communications relating to the selection and licensing. I know it got to, I ain't gonna lie. I know it got to feel like complete and utter horseshit to know that a nigga dissed you so bad he won a Grammy for it. I gotta be honest. that has to be a terrible feeling. That's the game you chose to play. These are the games we play. These are the names we say. Document request number 9. All documents and communications relating to the selection and licensing of the recording to be performed at the Super Bowl halftime show, including but not limited to all documents and communications relating to any and all decisions proposed, contemplated, or made with respect to whether to omit or censor any lyrics or other content related to the recording during the Super Bowl halftime show. So he also wants to see who was involved in the conversations around the Super Bowl. How did he get chosen? How did y'all come about choosing that song or allowing that song to be aired on TV? And did anybody have a conversation with Kendrick or about Kendrick or around Kendrick performing that song while censoring certain words? Because he didn't perform the explicit version, which he couldn't have anyway because the fucking FCC wasn't going to go for that shit. But you know, we're in legal territory now, so all of this stuff is fair game. Document request number 10. Documents and communications sufficient to show the number of streams, views, downloads, purchases, and radio plays of the recording and or video on all platforms, including social media. So Drake wants a cumulative number of all the streams, views, downloads, purchases, radio plays, and social media views of Not Like Us. He wants to know how massively successful this song really is. Which I'm going to be honest, brother, it's far beyond what you even thinking. Document request number 11. I had no idea how many people became Kendrick Lamar fans after the Super Bowl. I've been seeing a lot of y'all in the comments lately. Very interesting. Document sufficient to show the executive compensation structure and annual incentive plans for Interscope CEO John Janik for the past 5 years. So now they want to see how much John Janik has been making at Interscope. They want to see his compensation structure. They want to see his annual incentive plans, which contribute to his bonuses for 5 years. And I'm guessing they want to see what benchmarks may have looked different last year compared to previous years. Document request number 12. Document sufficient to show Interscope's 2024 executive incentive metrics, targets, projections, and performance used to determine annual incentive compensation for Interscope's executives and officers, including CEO John Janik, for the past 5 years. Document request number 13, documents and communications sufficient to show the dates on which you sent litigation hold notices and the recipients of those notices relating to any of the allegations in the complaint or anticipated or actual litigation by plaintiff. Okay? So now they want to see communication regarding Drake's lawsuit and who you told, how you told them, and how y'all acted in the time before all of this stuff was officially filed. Remember, he filed a petition, he threatened a lawsuit, all that stuff. He wants to see all the communications that have been happening since the latter part of last year regarding when they knew for certain Drake was going the legal route, going to the feds, federales. Document request number 14. This is some bitch ass shit, excuse me. All documents and communications relating to the May 7th, 2024 armed attack and the May 8th and 9th, 2024 trespassing attempts at Drake's Toronto residence. I don't think you should be looking for... I'm gonna be honest, Drake. You shouldn't want to know that. Because truth be... we already know this shit was related to the weekend. So if we start leaking out email correspondence, phone calls, texts surrounding that situation, and they start talking about you and the weekend beefing, and they said on Toronto News that it was linked to the weekend, that could open up a further criminal investigation on you and the weekend. But hey, if you're insisting upon that, be my guest. It ain't got shit to do with me. Document request number 15. All documents and communications relating to the promotion of the recording on Spotify and Apple Music. They want to see anything relating to how the song was promoted on Apple and Spotify. Document request number 16. All documents and communications regarding objections to or concerns regarding the content of the recording, image, and video. Of course, the objections were coming from Drake's side. So he wants to let it be known, hey, these are all of the times I reached out. This is how they responded, right? Document request number 17. Document sufficient to show the total money spent by UMG directly or indirectly on the production of the recording and video. Of course, that being Not Like Us. They want to see how much money actually went into promoting this record. Document request number 18. Document sufficient to show the total monthly money spent by UMG directly or indirectly on the promotion, each of the recording and the video. So that's pretty much the roundabout requests that we have on the table. Now, pertaining to the filing that Drake put in here, this shit is 76 pages. The declaration in support of his motion to compel for investigation into Lucian Grainge's involvement, going through his emails and all of that type of stuff. He's got a 76-page declaration in support of the motion. I read some of it. I'm not going through the entire thing. I don't have enough time for that, and it's kind of repetitive. It's just really going through the different employees that they plan to look into, those that will have to submit their documentation and their communications and all of that different type of stuff so that they can cross-examine all of those things. But it's a lot. And they saying, Lucian, you think you're going to sit back and watch this thing happen? No, we need to look into you as well. All right. Now let's get into Rory criticizing the selection of Adin Ross to aid Drake in this Iceman album Rollout. So here we are. It says up here, Rory tells Maul he didn't like Drake choosing Adin Ross for the Iceman Rollout, suggesting that someone else like Kai Cenat would have been a better choice. I don't think either of them would have been a good choice because neither of them know shit about music. But anyway, I'll let him say it.
Adin Ross, the Iceman Rollout.
Is Adin Ross the Iceman Rollout?
I mean, obviously they've been on stream together because of the Stake relationship and everything that they've been doing. But he had mentioned that Drake had sent him Iceman already, and he was like, yeah, shit, cool. And I could even see it in Drake's face of like, yo, I sent you the album, and with the platform you have, that's your reaction. Like,
yeah, but that's
not
fucking. That's not a rollout, though. Oh, you said that he's the rollout.
No, I'm just saying. Well, yes, it is. It is part of the rollout. Let's call it for what it is. Of course, it is. His relationship with Adin, whether it be genuine or because of common business interests, Adin is a big part of anytime Drake speaks. And I just feel like that's cool when you're doing the streaming and gambling thing, because I'm never going to take away from the base that Adin has. Mm-hmm. I'm well aware of his platform. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to music, at a time when your music is probably under the biggest microscope it's ever been under since 2008, yeah, Adin is the one that you want to talk music with. Like, he's not even Adin for hip hop. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, like, this is the person that you want to go on stream with. Even I came on here and said that Kai should be number one on that hip hop list. But when it comes down to it, I don't think Kai. I think Kai is a streamer before he's a music person, which is fine. I'm not saying you have to be that whatsoever. But at least like Kai or somebody would have been better.
Best person Drake could possibly sit down with, and he probably never will, because if you think you don't see Drake with any black media outlets or black personalities, you're probably not going to see him with a black woman either. But I think Elsie would be a good person for Drake to sit down with and talk music with, conduct an interview, get into the rollout or the construction of this Iceman album. Elsie is non-biased. She's straight down the middle. She loves music, right? She gives her opinion, but mostly she's a neutral party going around covering music, talking music, giving people opportunities to express about their music. That would be a fucking awesome way to roll out the project, with somebody who actually cares about the craft of music. But I don't think at this stage in his career that he gives a fuck about the craft of music. If you listen to the music he's been putting out, how the hell can he answer questions about how he's crafting it when the craftsmanship is fucking dirt? Now, speaking of dirt, he might even do better to go talk to What's the Dirt. You know what I'm saying? I don't care for homie, but at the same time, he's cheerleading to be the number one fan. He's coming out every couple of days. At least we know he pays attention to lyrics, even if he purposely misinterprets them. Go sit down with somebody like that who's trying to do tricks on it anyway. Go give him what he's looking for, and y'all can discuss the craft of the music. But again, I don't think Drake gives a fuck about the craft of the music. So the safe bet is to go to the most popular motherfuckers even if they popular for the wrong reasons, because Adin Ross, for everybody that loves him, is 30 motherfuckers that hate him. Hell, 30,000 maybe that hate him. So he like, shit, let me get with these boys. Yeah. What's good, Crody? Why would you send an advanced copy to Adin Ross like he's going to give you anything of substance in return other than thanks, man? This shit is so dope. Tone deaf. But you've isolated yourself from hip-hop anyway, so no self-respecting hip-hop publication is really tripping on you. Go to Double XL or something. They'll take you. Complex.
To send music to for a reaction, and that would go out to the public. This guy?
I don't think.
What do you think that like the first song he ever heard was in his life? Like, and I'm not saying you had to be somewhere like age. I'm just saying I don't even think he like listens to music.
I don't think that Drake anticipated he would mention anything about hearing the album. I don't think that was a part of the plan at all. I think Drake looked like he was actually surprised he even said it. Was like,
I think he was sick about it. He played it off well, but
so this is what I'm saying. So when you say it's the rollout, like, I don't think Drake was anticipating Adin saying anything about the new music, like, at all. I think Adin caught him by surprise by just saying that. Like, I don't think that was part of a plan or a rollout at all. I mean, him and Adin obviously have a relationship.
Yeah, of course.
And Drake, trusts him with his music. So he let him hear some of the music. And Adin just said it. I mean, I
also want to make it clear, I'm not saying Drake being a global superstar, I don't think that the live and die opinion is off like nerdy hip hop people like me whatsoever. I think the Adin community is a huge part of his fan base to begin with. He's a global superstar. People that are just casual music fans, you need their opinion as well. But I don't know. I just think with everything going on, I would have texted him like, I'm never sending you a fucking untitled link again.
How you know that's not what he texted him right there?
It definitely could be. It definitely could be.
You're fried.
Dude, like things are already on edge no matter what. And the only person that has publicly said that they heard the music, he was like, yeah, no, shit cool. And you not even like that.
I mean, Maul was the one out here telling us that there was a smoker on there and that he had some bombs on the album. You would think Maul would be the one to come out with the breaking news, since he was trying to get everybody, informed ahead of time. Then the bomb came out and it was like, where'd the bomb go? Shit, man. I thought bombs caused damage. Shit, boy. You out here shooting BB guns. Take your ass back inside. So if anybody deserves a little bit of recognition, perhaps it should be Maul. Maybe Maul should be invited to the mansion. Don't go on Rory and Maul. Invite him to the mansion. Invite him to the next Iceman episode or something. Give him some type of incentive for what he's been doing for the last year. But Drake's options are somewhat limited. Not to say that there's not a lot of people that will break their neck to sit down with him, because there's a lot of people that would love that opportunity for clout, for the coverage, for the views, to get their name out there, shit like that. But again, the people that actually care about hip hop, care about rap, care about the actual musical element of all of this stuff, who's he gonna choose from? Most of those people are already on his fucking head. If he wasn't beefing with Kendrick, maybe he could sit down with somebody like a DJ Head and Gina Views and get into it. But he would never do that neither. He did interviews for years. Him and Elliot Wilson gone bad. Elliot Wilson, I think, may have the most Drake interviews, period. They went bad. So homeboy got to do what he got to do, man. He got to use stake endorsements. He got to use people like Adin Ross, who are helping him usher in his MAGA era. And those are the people that are going to help him survive through this tide as he's going and suing and trying to vilify Kendrick Lamar, because everybody else is looking at him like, you ain't welcome over here. You can't sit in this barber chair, nigga. Or you need to edge up. I know somebody across town that'll do you. You know what I'm saying? But you can't come here. Your money no good here. Interesting position to be sitting in. For those that don't know, this is the clip that they're actually discussing. It's a very quick one. I'll play it for you real quick.
First 7's nice. Yeah, SOD's nice. You know,
I've already listened to the whole Iceman album. I've already listened to everything. He sent me all. He sent me the whole album early, so I got to listen to that. It was a great album.
Yeah, same.
Now people are gonna say that you're underwhelmed by it when you fucking talk about it like that.
It was fucking amazing.
So Drake says now people are gonna say you're underwhelmed by it when you talk about it. Because he probably was. This guy don't give a fuck about none of this shit, man. This boy don't care about no damn music. He's just happy for the opportunity. He's just happy that Drake is letting me glaze him on camera every time I get an opportunity. This is turning me up. This is lining my pockets. What else you need me to do? Do I need to go party in your bathroom like Gordo? Let's do it, baby. Turn the camera on. Adin Ross don't give a fuck about none of them raps, none of them melodies, none of them hooks, none of them beats. As long as I got the opportunity to sit down with my idol, let's run it. And Drake is letting it happen. Because who else is he going to sit with? He ain't going to go to Kai. Kai got a halfway, you know what I'm saying? Kai is halfway with integrity, to be honest, to say, hey, I don't like this one. I like the first song. I ain't like that one though. Some of the songs that Drake has sent him personally, he's reviewed online and been like, this one I ain't crazy about. I like the other joint. So he ain't gonna sit down with nobody that's actually gonna provide critique. He wants people that are gonna do tricks on it. That's all you got left, homie. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments, from the updates in the UMG lawsuit of Drake requesting discovery from Lucian Grainge, the boss of all bosses as it pertains to UMG, looking into the correspondence, the emails, the documents, saying you need to start putting in. Let me know what you think of Rory's criticism of the Adin Ross selection for this whole Iceman rollout thing, because he's been there the whole way, glazing. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good out there. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden, they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.